Are you looking for a travel trailer where you can maximize the space inside for all of your activities? Well, stick around, folks. We found some awesome trailers with Murphy beds. You're definitely going to want to check these out. Hey guys, Mike from RVBlogger here in front of the camera, and Susan's behind the camera. And if you've seen us before on YouTube, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time seeing us, welcome aboard. Susan and I drive all around the country visiting RV shows and dealerships so we can shoot RV tours and bring them right to you in the comfort of your home or RV or wherever you happen to be. And we also invite you to join our private Facebook group called RV Camping for Newbies. Right now, as of today, we have over 172,000 people in the group. It's a great way to learn all about awesome campgrounds, great destinations to visit. And if you have any issues with your rig, you could ask questions in the group too, and I guarantee you'll get a ton of answers in just a couple of minutes. And when you sign up to join, please leave your email address, and then you'll get our weekly newsletters that we send out, as well as a free subscription to RV Today e-magazine. So you'll be the best informed RVer in your campground. But without any further ado, let's get started on our reviews of awesome travel trailers with Murphy beds. This travel trailer is the Keystone Reign model number 15RB. It has an unloaded vehicle weight of 3,375 pounds, a cargo carry capacity of 1,000 pounds for an overall gross vehicle weight rating of 4,375 pounds. The hitch weight is 345 pounds. It measures in at 19 feet, 11 inches long, and it can sleep up to 3 people. When you first walk into this camper, on the right-hand side is where your sofa and bed are located. Then we wrap on around through the dinette and kitchen area, and behind me here is where the bathroom is located. So our first impression when we walked into this camper is, it's a pretty cool kind of feel. They're marketing the Reign as though it's got a European sleek design, and some of the cabinetry in here certainly indicates that. And we'll take a look at that as we head on through the tour, and we can see what you think about it as well. But the first thing you'll note is on the right-hand side here, this serves as both your lounging area and also your bedroom. It's got a nice comfy couch here up front, perfect spot to sit here and watch the TV. And then below the couch, it's got these 3 storage doors, and it is all open storage underneath of there, but plenty of it. And then if you want to convert this into a bed, you would simply jackknife your sofa out, and then you have to release the D-rings on both sides, pull that down, and then just unfold your mattress into place. And now you'll notice that you have all these nice rounded corners, finished edges everywhere. It's kind of like what they've done is taken cabinets and not put the doors on them, but then given you a much nicer rounded edge that's all finished off. So it's a neat look. Let us know what you think about it in the comments down below. Now on each side of the bed, you'll notice that you have a couple of cubbies, and also you have pretty large storage area on this side. There's no bar up top, and I would think they would put one there, and then maybe that way you could hang some garments in here. Same thing on the other side. But then down below and in front of these, I'll call them pseudo cabinets, you do have some end tables on each side, and on the front of the end table is where you'd find an electrical receptacle and a USB and C port, so you can plug in any electronics if you're, I don't know, reading your Kindle, you need to charge your phone overnight, any of that good stuff. You should be in good shape. I think a CPAP machine would even fit on one of these end tables if you need one of those. A great little feature located right across from the couch is also this fireplace. So when you're sitting in here lounging at night, or you're laying in bed, you can enjoy the ambiance of the fireplace as well. And you can also heat your camper with this fireplace. We have a fireplace in our RV, and it does a great job keeping us nice and toasty warm on those chilly nights. So here I am sitting at the dinette in here, and the way this camper is set up currently, it's really set up as a couples camper, but you could also set it up a little differently so a family of 4 could be in here as well, and I'll show you that in just a couple minutes. But the dinette itself is perfect for 2 people. Down below here, the one dinette across from me actually has some storage behind it, so they take advantage of that space. My end of the dinette has your fuse box and circuit breakers here, so That's how this side is used. The dinette itself also has this really nice accent lighting underneath, just a very nice touch. Again, they're going for that European sleek modern feel, and so I think they're getting there pretty well. Also underneath of here, you'll notice that the table itself can slide back and forth, and you can also drop this table down and turn this into another bed. And the way you would get to making this work for a family of 4 is, they're not showing it here, but there is an optional bunk that you can clip up into place and then drop it down. So you could have 2 people sleep on the Murphy bed, and then you would end up with a bunk bed situation here. So it could be for a family of 4. So the camper is very versatile depending on what options that you choose to go inside. Now, if you were to drop down the dinette and make it into a bed, you would end up with a bed that is about 68 inches, and then it would be about 28 inches wide, and the bunk that goes over top is the same exact dimensions. I'm not sure what the weight limitation would be on the top bunk, but usually if there's a drop down bunk like this, they're not more than 200 pounds. So really meant more for kids to sleep on these 2 areas. Now, over top of your dinette table, you have this really nice oversized window here, and then on the ceilings in here, instead of just having the normal separators between all the ceiling panels at every 4 feet, they went ahead and put LED lighting in here, and it's just a great way to light up your camper. It's a lot nicer, a lot brighter than if they just use the puck lights here and there throughout the camper. Now, behind me here is where your TV is located, and again, this is in a great position for being able to see from the couch or while you're laying in bed at night. Below that, you've got some open storage here, and then you've also got some more storage behind the back of the dinette seat. So right across from the dinette and behind the fireplace here is where the kitchen is located. Now, this is what we call an inline kitchen. Just means all of your kitchen appliances are in a line. Starting up top here, we have a nice open cabinet here. Again, no door on the front of these cabinets. I guess that's part of the European look. Everything's sort of open air. Next to that, we have a microwave oven. Down below, we've got a window over top of the kitchen sink, and there's also an outlet here on the corner. So if you wanted to plug in a coffee pot or toaster, you could certainly do that. This has a really big, nice round, deep bowl sink with a really cool faucet overhead, and this is your sprayer that comes out. So very unusual kind of layout there. It was sideways originally, then your water would squirt and hit the cabinet here, so you want to make sure you put it the right direction. Next to that, we have a 2-burner propane range, and then below that, you've got more open storage down below. The refrigerator here is a good size fridge for this camper, and the like I said, plenty of room inside of here, and then you've got a separate freezer down below, which is a good size. It's not a great size. This is also a 12-volt refrigerator, and it also runs on a compressor. Great news there is you don't need any propane to run it. It'll run on a battery while you're driving on down the road, and also it gets cold much faster than the old propane style refrigerators. Now, there's no ice maker in here, and so for you guys and gals that enjoy a few cocktails on the weekend, you might want to have some ice cubes available. So in this case, you probably need to get like a countertop ice maker, and that'll make ice for you the whole weekend. I used to have one, and so I wrote a blog article all about ice makers. And if you want to check that out, I'll put a link in the description down below. You can head on over to RVBlogger.com and read that article and see which ice makers we recommend that you might like for your camping trip. Now, back behind me here is where the bathroom is located, and I'm going to hop into the shower like I always do. And you know, this bathroom runs from side to side in the back of the camper, so it does feel nice and roomy in here. The shower itself, let's see how much headroom we have here up into the skylight. So this shower goes up to about 6 feet 1 inch into the skylight. My head is hitting the ceiling outside of the skylight. So for you taller folks, you're gonna have to crouch down a bit. The overall ceiling height throughout the entire camper is 6 feet 5 inches. And then the shower itself is 22 inches deep and about 32 inches wide. So not a huge shower, but it's certainly large enough that you'd be comfortable to be able to take a shower in here. The wand is removable, so that helps. And then behind me here, We have 3 shelves for your soap, shampoo, and conditioners. Another really nice feature in here is they did go ahead and install a retractable shower door, so I'm very happy to see more and more manufacturers installing that before I have to make a comment about a shower curtain that I hate. But anyway, they did it here, so great job, Keystone. Outside of it here, we've got our medicine cabinet. Couple of shelves inside of here for some of your personal items. And then I like the sink down here. It's a black sink, you know, just has that really modern, sleek feel to it. And then down below, a little bit of open storage, but really your plumbing pipes are there. I kind of wish they had a door on that because you don't really want to see your plumbing pipes from the rest of your camper. Across from that, we have an open storage area here. It's a little bit shallow. I don't really know if you could use it for linens and towels. I guess you could fold them up and make them small enough to fit into space. You could certainly store like extra toilet paper and toilet chemicals and things like that in here. And then above me here is where the vent is. We're seeing more and more of this style of vent instead of the roof vent. It's lighted up, which is a really nice feature, and then you can turn it on and it will exhaust all the steam right on out of your bathroom. And finally, here I am on the commode. I can actually pass the elbow test on both sides. Now the Reign also has a very modern paint job that we're starting to see in some more travel trailers, where they do a solid color all over the entire camper instead of the old white with sizzle strips that run through it. So this has a really nice green color to it. And then you have your awning light up top, and then down below, you've got this really nice blue or blue-green neon lighting that's an LED strip that runs along the side of the trailer. Up front here, we have pass-through storage that runs underneath the Murphy bed, and there's also an opening on the other side to make all of your camping gear fully accessible. This travel trailer is the Jayco Jay Flight SLX, model number 197MB. It has an unloaded vehicle weight of 3,990 pounds, a cargo carry capacity of 1,160 pounds for an overall gross vehicle weight rating of 5,150 pounds. The hitch weight is 585 pounds. It measures in at 23 feet, 5 inches long, and it can sleep up to 4 people. When you first walk into this camper, on the right-hand side is where the couch and Murphy bed are located. Then we wrap on around through the dinette and kitchen area. Behind me on my right are bunk beds, and behind me on my left is where the bathroom is located. Now, our first impression when we walked into this camper is that this is really the perfect camper for those of you that have a family, because you've got plenty of place for the kids to sleep. You've also got your Murphy bed set up here, which is multifunctional and it saves some space. And you have a nice slide out here for your dinette, which creates a whole lot more floor space inside of the RV. But starting at the very front here where the Murphy bed's located, we have a really nice comfy couch here. It actually has this center section that will pull down, and you've got a couple of cup holders built in here as well. Underneath of the couch, there are some very nice sized drawers that pull all the way out. They're full extension drawers, which means the back of the drawer pulls out past the front of the furniture. So you can actually access the entire inside of the drawer when it's pulled out. On each side of the bed here, there's a lot of cabinetry that's in place too. You've got a wardrobe cabinet on both sides of the bed, so you can hang up items in here on the bar. And below this cabinet, there's additional storage below here. There's also a receptacle and USB ports on this side. And then on the other side of the bed, we have this cabinet up top for some additional storage and another wardrobe cabinet. Now, the way that this Murphy bed works is you simply jackknife the sofa out into a flat position like that. You pop the D-rings out and it just falls right down to you. And let's see what size bed we have here. Since we've got the mattress down, this one's about, I would call it 68 inches by 66 inches. So pretty decent sized mattress, but it's a little bit on the short side. So for you taller folks, you know, your feet are going to be hanging off the end of the bed. Now, back behind that wardrobe closet, there is a little cubby space over there. So I don't know, you could put a glass of water, a magazine, a book, or a tablet or something over there while you're sleeping. And then there's even another compartment up top with some open storage and some cargo netting. Now, just past the Murphy bed is where your dinette is located in here. Now, I would say that you could seat 3 people very comfortably in here, but you could squeeze 4 in, especially if 2 of those 4 were a couple of little kids. But this is a U-shaped dinette. We have one of these in our Class C RV, and we really enjoy it. It's a nice big spot to lounge, take it easy, enjoy a meal. And Susan and I like to play cards sitting on both ends of our U-shaped dinette. So it works out really, really well. Over top of the dinette, you'll notice we have this large oversized window, which really creates a lot of light inside. One other thing to note is on this dinette bench, you can lift up the cushions and there is storage under there as well. And then this will convert into a bed. You can just pull the legs out from the table, drop the top down, and use your cushions to complete the mattress. And if you were to do that, you would end up with a bed here that is, wow, 77 inches long and we'll call it 39 inches wide. And so another adult, maybe a couple of kids, could also sleep in the dinette once you convert it over. Now, the dinette itself also sits in this slide, as I mentioned earlier. So when that thing slides out, it creates all of this floor space inside. One final thing to note about the dinette is a lot of folks want to know when the slide out is in, can you still get to your refrigerator and bathroom? And in this particular camper, yes, you can. So that's a real win for you folks traveling up and down the road. Maybe you want to stop for lunch and a bathroom break. As we move on over to the kitchen area, this is what we call an inline kitchen. And all that means is that all of your kitchen appliances are in a line. It's a very efficient way to set up a kitchen in an RV because it uses the least amount of space possible. And in a small camper like this, you don't have a lot of space, so you want to use as little space as possible. Starting up top here, you have this nice large cabinet, and then you've got a microwave oven. Down below that, we have a 2-burner propane stove and a small kitchen sink with a gooseneck faucet. I'm sorry if you can hear it. We're at an RV show and there's a very yippy dog outside. He's been driving me nuts for a while now. There's also a electrical outlet above the countertop here, so if you need to plug in a coffee pot or something, this might be a good spot for that. Down below the sink, these cabinet doors open and there's plenty of storage there, and then you've got a couple of drawers here for your kitchen utensils. Just next to the cooktop is where the refrigerator is located. This is a really great size fridge. Lots of room inside. It's got a separate freezer up top. It is a 12-volt fridge, so it does run on the battery. So when you're riding down the road, your battery is keeping all your food nice and cold inside. Down below the refrigerator, there's an additional storage cabinet here, and then you can stow away some more items down there. Now, just behind me here, well, let me cover one other thing first. I'm sorry, I missed it, and that's the TV location just here on my left. So you can mount your TV here. You've got a receptacle and a cable port above. And this is really a good spot for the TV in this rig because you can see it from the couch. You can see it while you're laying in bed at night. You could even watch it partly from sitting at your dinette table. So it's really in the best spot available in this camper. Now, just to my right here are double bunks, and these are what I would call double wide bunks as well. And let's get a measurement on these real quick. So they are 72 inches, and then the width on these is about, I'll call it 44 inches wide. The weight on these that they can handle is 300 pounds max. And if you're going to stow anything in here while you're driving up and down the road, they recommend that you put no more than 200 pounds of gear on these because that dead weight bouncing up and down on the bunks while you're traveling up and down the road could break the bunk. So you want to make sure you stay on the lighter side if you store things on your bunks. Down below the bottom bunk, I'm going to show you this feature where half the bunk will flip up, and that allows for some additional storage underneath of this. You might even have a dog kennel you can put under here, or if you need to store things away, you can certainly do that as well. Now, there are 4 main features that we look for in a bunk bed scenario. One of them is a light, one is a window, one is an electrical outlet, and the other is a USB or USB-C port. These bunks have 2 or at least 3 out of 4 of those things. Your top bunk has a light, and it also has USB ports. Your bottom bunk has a window, a light, and an electrical outlet. So if the kids are in these bunks, they'll be nice and comfortable, and either way they have a way to plug in their electronics so they can charge, or they can use them while they're falling asleep at night. There's only one thing left to check out in here, and that's the bathroom, so let's hit that next. Now here we are in the bathroom, and this is a really great sized bathroom for a small camper. I'm standing in the shower here like I usually do, and let's see what we have for a head height, overhead height, standing in the shower. So from the shower base up into the skylight, we have, gosh, 6 feet 5 inches of height. The overall ceiling height throughout this camper is 6 feet 6 inches. So for you taller folks, this might actually be a decent camper to consider. Now the front of the shower, of course, it has a detachable wand that you can use. It's got a nice shower surround in here, and then there are 3 corner shelves to hold your soap and shampoo. Now they've gone ahead and put a shower curtain in here, and if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know I'm not a big fan of the shower curtain. I much prefer a retractable shower door, and you can easily buy one of those online and pop it in yourself. It's not hard to do at all. Now let me just get a quick measurement inside the shower. We've had some viewers request that we get some measurements inside the shower as well, and if you would like to see us do anything differently during our tours, please feel free to mention that in the comments down below. You know, we'd love to read all your comments, and we care about what you want to see. It helps make us produce better videos, and hopefully that's better for you as well. So let us know if you'd like to see us do anything differently. Now the width of this shower in here is 36 inches wide, and the depth on it is about 28 inches deep. So again, it's a very good size shower, and you can see me standing in here. I've got plenty of room to be able to move around and comfortably take a shower. Outside of the shower, we have our vanity in the corner here. Now they just put a mirror on the wall. I wish they would have put a medicine cabinet, but for a beginner end camper like this, they're trying to keep the price down. But you can go to Home Depot and buy a medicine cabinet and mount it on the wall yourself. It's really not that hard to do. Anyone could do it. Below that, we have an electrical receptacle here, and then we have a corner style sink with some countertop space around it. And then finally, there's a little bit of storage underneath of the sink. Just located behind the shower and above the commode, we have some open storage shelving here. And then finally, when you're sitting on the commode, even with the door closed, I'm going to pass the elbow test in here with flying colors. Here we are outside of the camper, and towards the back of the camper, there's a storage spot there for you to stow away your camping gear. And at the front of this trailer, there's pass-through storage with a door on this side and a door on the other to make accessing all of your gear very easy. This travel trailer is the Grand Design Imagine AIM model number 14MS. And by the way, the AIM stands for Adventure in Motion. This trailer has an unloaded vehicle weight of 3,826 pounds, a cargo carry capacity of 774 pounds, for an overall gross vehicle weight rating of 4,600 pounds. The hitch weight is 454 pounds. It measures in at 17 feet, 11 inches long, and it can sleep up to 2 people. When you first walk in this RV, on your left-hand side is where the rear bath is located. Then we wrap on around through the living, dining, and kitchen areas. Now, our first thought when we walked into this camper was, for a small little camper, there's really a lot of space inside. It feels very spacious in here, and that's because there is a big slide out here on my right-hand side, your left, which is where the Murphy bed and sofa are located. So that slides out and it creates a lot more floor space in here. And you'll also notice there's no dinette. And so that creates a lot of space inside of this camper as well. But let's get started kind of running through the features. And I'll start here on my left-hand side, your right. Now you'll notice up top here, we've got a nice TV, which is in a great location for this camper. As you can see, it's right above your eating area, and it's directly across from the sofa and the bed. So it's in the perfect spot here. Then we have this really nice large window over top of the countertop space, lets in a lot of air and light. And then this is a really unusual and new design that we really like about the dinette in here. So instead of having a dinette, they just have like a breakfast bar setup. And so you can sit on your stool. I don't really think 3 people could fit here. Maybe you could get like 1 on the end and then maybe 2 more people kind of like this, but really it's kind of set up for 2 people. But The nice thing with it is that the window is on the camp side of your trailer. So when you're sitting here eating, you'll be looking outside at your fire ring, picnic table, all that nice stuff, instead of looking at your sewer hoses on the other side of your camper. Now down below the countertop here, there's a lot of open storage underneath, so you can stow away some of your storage items under there as well. In addition to that, there's an outlet here on the left-hand side. And so if you're sitting here working at your countertop, maybe you're doing some trip planning for another, when you're heading down the road, you need to plug in your computer or plug in some phones, you do have a receptacle right here. It'll also help you out if you've got some blenders going or some other kitchen appliances. It's just another place to plug in and take advantage of the countertop space. Just beyond where the breakfast bar is located is this U-shaped kitchen in here. Now, a U-shaped kitchen is pretty unusual, especially a front kitchen in a small travel trailer. So this, again, really offers a really neat design perspective for a very small camper. Now, a U-shaped kitchen is very unique because it gives you a ton of countertop space. And you can see I've got countertop space on my left, countertop space behind me, and countertop space on my right. So that's the big advantage of a U-shaped kitchen. And also everything's very accessible. You stand in the middle and everything's easily reachable from wherever you're standing. Now up top here, we've got a really large storage cabinet. There's no shelf built in here or anything. Some folks think that's a disadvantage, but other folks really like it because you can put in your own shelf at whatever dimensions you like. You can put in adjustable shelving so you can change it on a whim, or you can use like clear plastic bins for your storage up here, and that way you can see what's in the bins, but it keeps all your stuff from sliding around the cabinets while you're traveling down the road. Just next to that, due to the front of this RV kind of coming back at an angle, they have an odd shaped cabinet space here. And so rather than build an odd shaped cabinet, they just made it open storage so you can store some things in this open spot as well. Down below here, we have your range hood with a light and a fan. And then below that, we have a 2-burner stove, which really gives you plenty of room, but they could have even put a bigger stove in here because they have so much countertop space. But nonetheless, you got 2 burners in here, which is plenty of space for sure. Now down below that, we have a convection microwave oven. And so you can either microwave or bake things. So if you have a pizza or cookies or things like that you'd like to bake, you can certainly do that. Right next to your convection microwave, you have this pretty large size cabinet door, but there are 3 drawers in here, and this is where your drawers are located for all of your kitchen utensils. Now as we wrap on around through the kitchen, up top here, we have even more storage overhead. Now one thing to note, in a smaller camper and in a U-shaped or an L-shaped kitchen, if you have corners of cabinetry, you're gonna run into this every now and then. It's not a big deal, but you just need to know about it. But you can't open both of these at the same time. You can open this one first and then this one, but these doors could kind of hit each other in these corners. So just keep an eye out for that in your camper so you don't scratch your doors up. Now you'll notice behind me here, we have this really nice backsplash that's built in here. Susan called it more of an accent wall because it's really so big and it is just on the one wall here. It really doesn't wrap around to the sides, but it does give you a nice aesthetic feel in here, a little more upscale feeling, and it just looks really good. Right behind me here also is the kitchen sink. Now this comes with a nice gooseneck faucet overhead. It also has an integral sprayer here, so it makes it easier to wash your dishes. And then this is just your sink cover, which also acts as a dish drain. And you can just roll that right out of the way. And there you go. You have a nice big rectangular single bowl sink in your kitchen. A couple of other nice features to point out on this area of the countertop are that there is a window on each side of the countertop up front here, so you can open them up on each side and get a nice cross breeze through here. Or if you burn dinner, then it could help get rid of some of the smoke that might be in your camper too. There's also a receptacle on each end so you can plug in all of your appliances, coffee maker, toaster, blenders, whatever you need. And there's also a charge port here for your cell phone on the countertop too. Now down below your kitchen sink, on the right hand side, you have a cabinet here with plenty of storage in there. Underneath your kitchen sink, there's also plenty of storage under there, and there's another storage cabinet on the left hand side of the sink. On the final leg of the U-shaped kitchen, we have some more open storage, just like we had on the other side. There's also a cabinet here above your refrigerator for more storage up here. And then the fridge itself is a great size fridge for a very small camper like this. There's plenty of space in here for a long weekend getaway. This is also a 12-volt refrigerator, so it will run on your battery, or it will run from your shore power, and it automatically switches over from one to the other, so you really don't have to do anything with it. There is also a solar panel on this rig that comes on the roof, and that will charge the battery that runs your refrigerator while you're driving on down the road. Down below the fridge, there's also a separate freezer here. This is a pull-out drawer type freezer, but there's plenty of room in here for ice and some of your frozen items as well. So just past the refrigerator in the kitchen area is where this multifunctional sofa and Murphy bed are located in here. Now, this is really not a bad sofa at all. It's actually pretty comfy. It's in a great location because the TV is right across from it. So if you want to sit here and relax and watch some TV, you can certainly do that. There's also this middle piece pulls down. You have a couple of cup holders here. And if you're sitting here and you maybe need to charge your phone or charge your computer while you're working, there is a cabinet on the other side. I'll show you in a minute. And there's a plug over there so you can plug things in. So also underneath of your sofa, there are a couple of full extension drawers where you can get plenty more storage underneath of here, even making more use of this space. One other thing I forgot to point out real quick was right behind me here, there is a receptacle on the wall and a couple of USB ports on this side of the sofa as well. So whether you're using this as your bed or your sofa, you've got places to plug in and charge overnight or whatever you need to do. Now, to turn this into a Murphy bed, it's really very simple. You just grab the back of the sofa and it just rolls right over. Really just a piece of cake. And then there's a little clip on the side here. You just pop that up and then you can pull the bed frame down and then grab your mattress and pull that down as well. And then as you can see, we have a lot of space in here for your bed, and you have a nice big window over top as well. Now, even though this is an emergency window, you still can open it and use it for airflow in here. There's nothing wrong with that, nothing wrong with opening your emergency window because it's got a screen, so you can open it up, use it for airflow, and the bugs won't get in on you. Now, some of you guys noticed when I pulled the mattress down, there is a fold in the mattress here. And you know, from what we've seen on these, you just have to lay on them and see if they're comfortable. I don't mind a fold being at the top third of a mattress or on the bottom third because I'm comfortable sleeping that way. The ones that I find to be the most uncomfortable are if the fold is right in the middle and it's underneath of your hips. That's not a good way to sleep at night, and it's very uncomfortable. But with the split in this mattress being in the top third, I think you'll be in good shape and nice and comfy while you sleep. Now let's get some measurements on this mattress and see how big of a bed we're actually looking at here. So this one is about 76 inches long and 60 inches wide. So this would be considered a short RV queen size mattress in here. A residential queen size would be 80 inches long and 60 inches wide, so it's just 4 inches shorter than a residential. So for some of you taller guys, you know, you might have your feet hanging over the end of the bed. For most folks, I think this would work just fine. Now on the other side of the sofa where Susan was standing a minute ago, you have this cabinet on the side here. This is actually a wardrobe cabinet. It has a little bar at the top so you can open it up, hang your shirts in there and what have you. And then it's got some more open storage down below. Like I mentioned a little earlier, there's also a receptacle inside of this open storage area. Now, like we mentioned earlier, this Murphy bed and sofa are in a slide out. So we went outside and measured the slide out box, which is about 35 inches. So now we can come inside and measure 35 inches from the front of the sofa, because when this whole slide out moves in, so does the sofa. And so you might be wondering, hey, if I'm traveling down the road and I want to stop at a rest area and use the restroom or grab lunch, you know, can I get in here and access my bathroom and fridge? Well, if we come in 35 inches from the sofa, that's going to put us right here. So you could squeeze by your sofa and get into the bathroom, but it's going to be a tight squeeze, and you've got about 10 inches from the front of the sofa to the breakfast bar countertop to squeeze by there to get to your refrigerator. So while it is accessible, you know, it's going to be a tight fit for some folks. Now here I am in the bathroom, standing in the shower like I always do. And I got to tell you, this feels like a good sized bathroom, even though, you know, it's a small camper. But the bathroom here is located in the very back of this travel trailer, and it runs from one side of the camper to the other. So you do have a lot of space in here. Now, as far as the height inside of the shower goes, you guys know that I'm 5'11", but let's see how much room we have from the shower base up into the skylight, just to give you some perspective. And you know, you have about 6 feet 5 inches of headroom up into the skylight, and the entire camper has a head space of about 6 feet 6 inches. So it gives you a good idea. For some of you taller folks, if you're taller than 6'5" or 6'6", you know, it's going to be a tight squeeze in here, but for most folks, you should have plenty of headroom. Now, the shower in here does have a retractable shower door, which is awesome. Way better than having a shower curtain in here that's going to blow in on you while you're taking a shower and stick to the side of you and all that mess. Also behind me here, there are 3 shelves that you can use for your soap and shampoo while inside your shower. Now Susan's standing in the shower and I'm on the other side of the bathroom, and you'll notice you have a really nice cabinet and vanity set up here. Up top you have a couple of mirrored cabinet doors or medicine cabinet doors, and behind there you'll notice we have some shallow storage on the right with a shelf, and then some deeper storage on the left hand side, which is great. You know, if you need to store away some TP, toilet chemicals, maybe you want to throw some linens up here, you have room to do those things. Now down below your medicine cabinet, you have a really good size vanity with lots of countertop space, good size sink in here with a little gooseneck faucet. There is a receptacle on the right hand side, so if you need to plug in a blow dryer or shaver, you could do those things. Down below we have a little towel bar with some open storage below that. And then we have these really unusual drawers here on the right hand side. So you open it up and there's a bottom drawer, and then you can reach in and open the top drawer, and it just gives you 4 drawers of space behind what looks like 2 cabinet drawers. Now here I am sitting on the commode, and even with the door shut in here, there is plenty of room because, again, the bathroom does run from side to side in this camper, so it feels really big inside of here. And as far as the elbow test goes, we are going to pass with flying colors in this model. Another really nice feature that they've added into this camper is an outdoor griddle, which is just fantastic. You can just pull it right out. It automatically connects to the propane in your camper. It's very convenient and easy and fun to cook outside. So this is a great feature to have. And then right next to that, there's also a spray port here, as well as on the other side. So if you need to spray off some bikes or spray off your feet or something if you're at the beach, you've got the ability to do that on the camp side of your trailer, which is really nice because you want to rinse yourself off over here before you go walking in. You can do that very easily. So on the other side of this camper, which is where all your hookups will be located, this is where your storage spaces are. On my right hand side here, we have a really large storage compartment. You can get a lot of stuff in there, chairs, grills, whatever you need. Plenty of room inside of there. It's also in the slide out. The only disadvantage to it on this side is that it's not on the camp side, but it's a pretty small camper. I mean, it's just a few steps to walk around to get to this storage spot. And then on my left-hand side, your right-hand side, there's another small storage area. Plus you have some of your controls in here, and you've also got another spot for your shower to hook up on this side of your camper. Hey guys, let us know which one of these travel trailers you like the most and why in the comments down below. We would absolutely love to hear from you. And if you're interested in checking out even more travel trailers with Murphy beds, just click the box down below, and Susan and I will see you in the next video.